Welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
First of all, who calls themselves the Savage Nation? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard coming out of a 60-year-old. Actually, he probably looks like he's 80. He should probably go ahead and die about now, but that's just stupid. Come on. Really, the Savage Nation?
Line 6?
Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
I'd just like to point out that the United States does not have an official language, so for you to say that anyone who comes to this country needs to learn English is completely uninformed and actually...
First off, he starts off by saying, "That's right, millennial," which is just stupid. Just assuming this guy's a millennial. I mean, he does sound a little bit young, but I wouldn't just assume immediately because of his ideals that he is a millennial. But I guess he actually is. But
That's right, millennial. You facile millennial. The United States has no official language. Is that true?
It's true. The United States does not have...
It is true, Mr. Millennial. That's why I say we need an official language called English, where ballots will only be in the English language, Mr. Millennial.
Ridiculous.
the amount of times this guy has said freaking Mr. Millennial or yes, that's right, Mr. Millennial or Millennial or whatever. Just call him something else. God, just don't stop saying Millennial, you idiot. Mr. Millennial.
Well, do you know any other nation on earth that prints ballots in every other language but its own?
No, I'm not saying every other language, but languages that are popularly spoken in the...
Oh, yeah, popular languages. You would make one up. The language du jour. Arabic, Spanish, Tagalog, Korean, Chinese, you name it.
Are some of those even languages? I'm pretty sure you just made up a few of those. Like, what is Tagalog? That might actually be a language that I don't know, but what the crap? What? That does not mean that you would not print it in your own language. He literally just said, do you know any other nation on earth that prints a ballot in every other nation other than its own? It would still be printed in English, you idiot.
Well, do you know any other nation on earth that prints ballots in every other language but its own? Language but its own? Language but its own?
What I think the solution for this would be to print it in areas where the language is higher. So if it's like, I don't know, like 30% or something in that area, like maybe there's an area that has a lot of Spanish-speaking people, you could print it in English and Spanish. And there's an area that speaks a whole bunch of Italian, you print it in Italian and English. You don't print every single language, you print it based on the area.
Yeah, I live in New York City, and it's one of the most diverse cities in the entire...
Isn't that wonderful?
Also, could you please stop cutting this guy off? I mean, yes, I just cut you off. I'm a hypocrite, whatever. I don't care. You just cut that guy off every 5 seconds. He's talking to you on the phone, like an actual conversation. Stop cutting him off, please.
Do you feel proud that you live in such a diverse city? Does it give you a sense of civic pride, your diversity?
I think that celebrating culture...
Is it this diversity that built America? Is that what...
You cut him off again. I mean, should he not be? I mean, I'd be pretty proud to live in such a diverse city. I mean, diversity isn't a bad thing.
You're talking about this great diversity that you're trumpeting, is that what built America? Illegal aliens pouring out of every corner of America, that's what built the country?
Mm-hmm.
No, he actually wasn't. He was talking about the fact that it's actually nice to be in a diverse city, and diversity is not bad, but you just threw it off topic. Not really. It actually wasn't diverse at all, I don't think. How did we get to illegal aliens? Like, really? How did we just go from, is it diversity that built America, straight to illegal aliens, out of all the things?
What do you mean, What do you give me, The illegal immigration only started under Bill Clinton. What do you mean, Do you know anything about him?
You know what means? It means yes. That is a yes. You know what it means. You're just trying to act stupid. Wow, you're an idiot. Illegal immigration only started under Bill Clinton. That is a lie. It's been happening for a long time. Actually, we were illegal immigrants, obviously. Everybody knows that. We immigrated to this country illegally. I'm pretty sure the Native Americans were not happy about that, and then we killed them. So, yeah. Yes, actually, I do. That we were illegal immigrants, of course.
History, there used to be an orderly immigration policy in the country. And although America welcomed immigrants, it was a melting pot, not a chamber pot. Do you know the difference between a melting pot and a chamber pot?
Of course I know the difference.
All right, take a walk, millennial. Go have a frappuccino on me. I'll be right back. What is a millennial? What exactly is a millennial, and why do I have a problem with millennials? Well, a person reaching young adulthood around the year.
A chamber pot? Really? Really? I'm just disappointed in you. A frappuccino? A frappuccino. Are you serious? Frappuccinos suck, but screw you anyways.
Year 2000. What does that mean? Millennial generation, or Generation Y. A demographic that is so coveted by the media. No precise dates on them, but birth years ranging from the early 1980s to the early 2000s. And we know that they're basically a soulless generation of mindless robots.
Possibly the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Who don't seem to be involved at all with politics. They've been brainwashed since childhood by the school system, the government schools, to think that there are only two problems on Earth: gay marriage and global warming. They have no evidence for global warming, nor is there any evidence that by agreeing to gay marriage it will make society better. And yet these brainwashed children think that both are true.
Actually, I thought the millennial generation is pretty outspoken on politics. Like, they speak a lot about it. Like, more than I would like it. I'm going to speak from me not being a millennial, because I don't think I am, technically. But I'm pretty sure they speak a lot about politics. More than I would expect. Well, first off, brainwashed by the school system. I don't think so. There's no way. And no, that's just stupid. And there are only two problems on Earth are gay marriage and global warming. That is also bullcrap. I'm pretty sure everybody understands there are other problems. Like all the millennials do. I'm 100% sure. And gay marriage isn't really a problem anymore considering it was legalized and stuff. So throw that out the window. But I'm pretty sure they understand there are other problems in that.
If you confront them with the facts about global warming being fraudulent in the minds of many respected scientists,
Why does everybody say that? They always say to the other side, like mostly on global warming, that there is no evidence for the other side. Like if you say that global warming is happening and it's because of humans, then you always say the other person has no evidence, and they say that to you. Even though there is obviously evidence for both sides. It would not. Yeah, no. I don't know what to say to this. You're calling an entire generation brainwashed. That's like some tinfoil hat crap right there. That's like tinfoil hat, searching for aliens. The government's out to get you. Everyone is a reptile kind of thing.
would look at you the way the Red Brigades would look at people in, let us say, China at the time of the Red Brigades.
That is not how they would look at you. The Red Brigades, no. That's not how that would be at all. No, they're not. It's not like the millennials are throwing out the older generation. You're not being thrown out. They're not throwing out all your ideals and all your ideas like they're idiotic. People still listen to them. Even if it's idiots like you.
They would blink at you as though you are the fool. Nor would they listen to your evidence, because their minds, whatever's left of them, is made up. Now, how did they...
I will listen to your evidence. You haven't presented any right now, but you are the fool. That is for sure. Whatever's left of them. What's left of your mind, you 90-year-old man? Do you have anything left, or is it all mush? Do you have to drink your food out of a straw yet?
They get this way is the issue. And what are we in for if these millennials, so-called, eventually take over this country, which they will do? I can tell you exactly what's...
I mean, they're guaranteed to take over the country because, I mean, your generation's going to die out. That's kind of how generations work, you know.
Waiting for you. So let's start with you seniors who are looking forward to a nice retirement and Obamacare to take care of your every need so you can go on a cruise and play golf. They'll pull the cord on you faster than you could say Barry Obama. They'll be the ones to say, who cares about those old fools sitting on those incubators? Get rid of them all. We don't need them. That's what they'll say. Welcome to the new young Germans, a new generation of young Germans called millennials.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
A march of the millennials. So,
Dude, you really think millennials are like The Red Brigade in China, don't you? You really think they hate the older generations? Like, seriously, I don't think millennials hate their older generations. That would be hating their grandparents and their parents, which is just kind of wrong because they raised you, which usually parents and grandparents institute values in which the older generation is to be respected, which makes sense. That's what my parents did, what my grandparents did, so they're not just going to throw you out. I care about the old fools. Everybody except for you. They can throw you out off the cruise ship like garbage, but all the other old people are fine. They deserve a nice life because they've worked their entire lives, and they deserve a nice retirement to live. Just live for the rest of their lives. I didn't understand the new young German saying, does he mean we're Nazis? I don't feel like Nazis. Am I a Nazi? I might be a Nazi. I don't know. That's like such a radio talk host thing to do. The freaking weird voice thing that says, join the savage nation, or like, it says, freaking, this is the best radio station ever, or something stupid. Call that and tell him he's stupid. I said do it. Call him. Tell him he's stupid. If he's still alive.
Called. I know it's a facile phrase of young people. And advertisers are obsessed with this demographic, thinking that they determine everything. But there are things that we have to talk about here. Because if you're going to focus on the me generation, you'd be focusing on 2 generations before them. No, we have to focus on what's called the me, I generation. The generation of soulless zombies.
Soulless zombies. You compare just to robots, not us, them, to robots and zombies, and they're soulless apparently. That's not what a zombie is in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I guess if you think about it, technically all humans are kind of like zombies in the fact that we just work and go to school our entire lives, droning on and grinding until we die, which would be pretty much a zombie, but no.
Oh, they buy things. Oh, yes, they do. And that's very important to marketers. And it's an important demographic, no doubt. But what is this demographic? What do they think? What's on their mind? Do they actually know what's going on in the world around them? Do they care? Or do they care only about their own pleasure? What restaurant they're going to eat in, what shoe they're going to buy, what vacation they're going to go on, what device they're going to be using, and what's going on with the millennial.
Really, you think that's all millennials care about is what restaurant they're going to eat and what shoe they're going to buy? I don't give a crap what restaurant I'm eating or what shoe I'm going to buy. Shoes don't matter. Neither do freaking restaurants. That's worthless and stupid. That sounds more like you. I mean, you were just saying that you would love to be on a retirement cruise ship playing golf. I mean, you obviously put a lot of thought into what you want to do when you're retired. Like, meh. I mean, they already did.
Is a very important story because they are going to craft the future of this nation. It's not going to be the 60-plus audience that's going to craft the future of America. And it also explains how ISIS can rampage through the Middle East, raping, murdering, enslaving, without a peep out of the millennial generation. The only people complaining about it are me, people of my generation.
What? I'm pretty sure there's been just a little bit of a peep out of the millennial generation. Pretty sure there's like, I don't know, if we're counting the entire world, probably 100 million more, no, maybe billion millennials. Pretty sure one of them has said something about ISIS. One, at least.
The only people noting that Obama is behind ISIS is my generation. The only people noting that Obama is behind ISIS is my generation. The only people noting that Obama is behind ISIS is my generation.
Did you just claim that the President of the United States is behind a terrorist organization? Are you for realsies? Like, yeah, there's the Bush did 9/11 thing, but that's a joke. Did you just legitimately claim that Obama is behind ISIS? I shouldn't even have to say anything I left. It should already prove that you're an idiot. Like, that should be proved and solved.
The only people agonizing over it are my generation. The so-called sensitive millennial generation is concerned with very, very few issues. Issues that have been beaten into their brains in the government schools, by the media, and of course at home.
again, claiming we were brainwashed, even by our parents, which wouldn't make sense.